Ladies as well as gentlemen, Papa Boris is back with another Hearthstone Arena video. Here we're in the middle of a Mage run. The first loss was crushing. It was against, I think, and I say this like without like negativity or sour grapes or resentment. I think it was like, you know, a newer player, but I had a bad draw. He played decently. He got a little bit lucky at one key moment and won. Then we played against another newer player who fireballed herself to the face as I was in the midst of trying to burn her out, and that was the game. So let's see who we get here. At a record of 1-1. I'm really hoping this arena goes to 7 wins. I won't spoil my last two, but I could use a little bit of a palliative after some awkward runs here. Knight Might, the Paladin. Well, I am going to keep Arcane Explosion, because that's good for clearing out his minions, and I'm going to keep Blizzard. We'll send back the Flame Strike, hope to get maybe our turn 2 drops. No such luck. I guess I really don't have that many creatures. I did get so many spells. It was just so tempting to take all those good spells, you know, Polymorph and Fireball and Cone of Cold and all that stuff. You just want to take them all, and then you don't have that many creatures to play, which is a bit tricky. But let's go ahead. You know, I was thinking actually, if I could have had a Molten Giant instead of a Pyroblast, that might have saved me in the first game. Something to think about. Anyway, let's see what my opponent wants to do here on turn 2. Knife Juggler. Okay, well I have two main ways of dealing with it. Number 1 is to use the Elven Archer plus Coin plus Hero ability and finish it off. Number 2 is to Frostbolt. Now the advantage of Frostbolt is I don't have to use my Coin. The advantage of Elven Archer is I put this on the board and I keep my Frostbolt. As someone who has won games because his Knife Juggler baited out a Frostbolt in preparation for a flesh-eating ghoul that then went out of control, I will actually respect the power of my opponent's plays and keep a Frostbolt around. So if my opponent now plays like a Grizzly Bear or something, I'll be very happy that I have this Frostbolt here and I can continue, you know, or I can start at least dealing some damage. You see right here, this is really great. Like if I didn't have a Frostbolt, this would be an awkward situation. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and Frostbolt this thing. Start swinging. Next turn, the Water Elemental comes down. That's really cool, because if it can live and start attacking, then it will stop my opponent from being able to use weapons. Violet Teacher is a pretty good card. I need to think about polymorphing it. Because it's going to kill my poor Archer. You know what, actually, it can kill my Archer. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Because if it kills my Archer, it's going to drop to 4 health, and looky what we just drew, a Flame Strike. That was the other thing about my first game against the Paladin. I got 2 Flame Strikes, went through half of the deck, didn't see a single one of them. Yeah, so that was 25 odds. So there was actually 1 in 16 odds of 2 things going both against me. The Panda dying and not drawing any Flame Strikes. Okay, so this got silenced, so my opponent might have a weapon, it seems. Otherwise, I don't know why he would do this. I think a reasonable play here is actually just to use Arcane Explosion. Because what this allows me to do is pop that off and finish this off. Now, I do want to kill that thing because it's not silenced. My guy's silenced. The Violet Teacher wasn't. I don't want my opponent getting any more 1/1s than he already gets from his ability. Well, this looks fine. I have a creature. It's, granted, you know, not the biggest creature in the world, and a Hammer of Wrath or a True Silver Champion at any moment will deal with it. But, yeah, it seems totally fine. What's more, I'll use a Polymorph. If my opponent plays like a Sunwalker, I'll really regret not having a Polymorph, or basically like a Giant of some sort. Maybe I'll play it safe. You know, let's just play it safe. Yeah, let's use a Fireball. Let's not worry too much about burning my opponent out. I'm gonna keep my Ooze in my hand because I do suspect that True Silver Champions are incoming. Well, now we're feeling okay. We got a creature. My opponent seems not to have removal for it, so it can keep on ticking away here. And I got removal for his stuff, so I really want my opponent to play his own things. I don't want him to kill my thing. Is this the name of the game here? I mean, I don't have any backup. I got a Demolisher, but that's about all I have. The Ooze I'm gonna have to hold on hand here. Panda. Alright, well, that's actually a really good card for my opponent here because I don't really want to trade my creature into it, but I also don't want to use a Polymorph on it. Now that I have 2 Polymorphs, maybe do I want a Flame Strike here? I could Blizzard. No, that doesn't seem right. Let me think about this. Polymorph this thing. I do have another Polymorph. Get rid of the Loot Hoarder. Kill the sheep. I want to play Demolisher. By Demolisher and Polymorph, then my Water Elemental is going to die. Because that'll be all my mana, and then he'll have 3 damage on the board. I wish I'd saved the Fireball. God damn it. Ah, boy. Well, let's think about this. Yeah, I think we're gonna clear his board. Just give him a card. Don't want to let Paladin keep a creature on field, so we'll take the time to do that. This will now die to a Consecration, which is a little bit sad, but I think I've gotten enough out of this card. He baited a Silence, he killed one thing, killed another thing, it seems okay. Alright, the Tiger's pretty good for my opponent. He'll get to kill my guy with it. Flame Strike doesn't quite get the job done without bonus spell damage. I could actually replay this back into my hand. That actually seems like a good plan. We're going to do... Whoa. First attack, then replay. And I will actually replay this. Ding my opponent. Because this survives against the Tiger without, of course, you know, help from a Blessing of Kings or whatever. Ah, it's a pretty good card. Oh man, that's really good. But luckily, I have Flame Strike. What is going on here? He's pointing all kinds of stuff at all kinds of other stuff. Okay, it's Flame Strike time. Yep, that is time. Is Blizzard going to be good enough? Nope. It's going to have to be Flame Strike. Boosh. Yep. And start swinging. Well, I have massive card advantage against my opponent, so all I need is a couple of creatures here, really. And I'll get the job done. I'll drop this, I'll drop that. We're feeling pretty good. If he has a True Sliver Champion for this thing, Ooze is coming down. That's great. Yeah, this game, it's possible he'll come back by top decking some insane shit, but it should be in the bag. You know what would get my opponent out of this, actually, is a Divine Favor. That's the card where you pay 3 mana and you draw cards up to your opponent. But other than that, my opponent's pretty screwed. Okay, we're just going to keep it simple here. Let's just go ahead and trade this. Kill that. Let's play this thing. And let's actually play the Demolisher. We'll hold on to the Ooze again in case of weapons. So we can kill one thing, we can freeze a bunch of little things. This is again looking pretty good. If my opponent can like play a card and then play Divine Favor to draw 4, that would actually get him back into it. But excluding that rare, we should be fine. Interesting choice by my opponent here. I mean, this does allow me to turn on my Wind Fury very profitably. I can also turn on Wind Fury myself. That's actually worth thinking about. See where the Demolisher hits. Okay. Well, let's think. If I Wind Fury myself, I can hit for 8, 9 damage, 10, 11 if I buff this guy. Huh. That seems actually pretty good. Let's go ahead and just do it. We're going to Blizzard to freeze all this stuff. Gonna Wind Fury here. Buff. The value of the buff is doubled because I'm attacking twice, so instead of dealing just +1 damage, it's actually +2 damage. And we're gonna pass the turn here. It's the lovely thing about Blizzard. If this stuff weren't frozen, I'd have to like pick it off or whatever, but instead I could just go after my opponent here. Alright, Fairy Dragon. That's not gonna save my opponent here. And to add insult to injury, my opponent was dead anyway. Alright, that was a good game. Night Might loses to Borissimo the Mage. Oh, Mirror Image, that's a card I haven't seen yet. That actually would have helped in my first game too. Man, there's a lot of things that could have won me that first game. Although, you know, because I have a loss, it's possible that I'm playing against weaker opponents. Everybody assumes that the Hearthstone Arena Matchmaker pits you against people with similar records. But I know for a fact it does not pit you with people with exact records, because sometimes you do play the same person twice. It is impossible to have the exact same record as someone, play a game against them, and then still have the exact same record, because, you know, one of you got an extra win while the other one didn't. So, I know that it's not always exact, and I have not seen official confirmation from Blizzard that there's, you know, a kind of intelligent matchmaking going on. It's just kind of assumed by everybody. So, I don't know that taking a loss early on gives you, like, weaker opponents after that, people who have lost a game. But it seems it's possible is what I'm trying to say. It might be true. So if it is true, then I might have benefited from that. Okay, well, I'm not going to play Elven Archer here, so we'll play a Wild Pyromancer. Hunters could have Arcane Shot, that would be the perfect answer, but barring Arcane Shot or the Charging Merfolk, Hunters don't have any really great way of dealing with this thing. I miss a beat here, unfortunately. I don't have anything to do on turn 3. So all we will do is lamely attack and do that. Pass the turn. Again, still not worth it to play Elven Archer by any stretch of the imagination. I can deal a lot of damage. I can deal 2 damage to everything with Arcane Explosion plus the Pyromancer, and then the Elven Archer can deal another damage on top of that. He got the charger. Damn it! God, Jesus Christ. Oh man, I feel like my opponents always get the charger against me. Yeah, he's smart. It feels emotionally unsatisfying to trade like that, but it's absolutely correct. Any other one, well, 2/3 odds there that the minion would have just had, you know, a simple 4 toughness, and I could have... Well, actually, I couldn't have killed it, could I, huh? I could not have killed it. I guess that was as good as anything. Whatever. It's fine. My opponent could have made a mistake and attacked beyond me, but that would have just been a terrible idea. I could have Elven Archered and finished it off, and that would have been bad times. My opponent's going to use the coin right here. Alright, let's see if it's something worth polymorphing. Azure Drake. Interesting. Well, there's a couple ways I could deal with this. One way is hero ability plus the water elemental. It's one way. Another way is Elven Archer plus Frostbolt. That preserves the health on the water elemental, makes it not die to multi-shot. A third way is I could just polymorph it. But, you know, let's put a creature on the board. This seems fine. Let's do that. Frostbolt. Hero ability. And swing. Multi-shot does not kill the water elemental here. Deadly Shot has a 50-50 chance of killing a good creature and a 50-50 chance of killing a waste. So my opponent used his coin. He's got really good card advantage, though, because he went second and because he drew a card from the Azure Drake. So I could be in trouble. I need to catch up a little bit with Blizzard. Imp Master. Well, that's not the worst thing in the world, actually. I mean, I can kill it relatively easily. I don't think Blizzard is worth using here. Flame Strike also not worth using. Yeah, let's just kill this thing, I think. We'll do this. Now I could Arcane Explosion to kill both of those things, or I could save the Arcane Explosion for later. See, if I don't Arcane Explosion, then my Archer's gonna die. I would actually like to preserve that creature, so we're gonna Arcane Explosion here to preserve the Elven Archer. I'm trying to deal as much damage to my opponent as I can, because I do have this, you know, Pyroblast right here. So, you know, I just need to deal 10 more damage and I'll win the game. If these guys can stick around for a couple more turns, then I'll be fine. There's what I'm going to be wanting to polymorph. I could also kill it, and another Pyroblast, nice. I could also have killed it and then used Flame Strike to pick off the hyenas, but I didn't really see much point in doing that. So now, barring a neutral life gain card, hunters don't have any way class cards that gain them life, or the sudden ability to deal 26 damage to me, I'm just going to Pyroblast, and win. Okay, that's actually nice, because this thing kind of gets in the way of my Shazatsicles. Let's go ahead and launch the first Pyroblast. There's really not much point to popping the Divine Shield and attacking here. Is there? I guess there is. If I let my opponent pop Divine Shield, the thing will end up taking less damage, so we'll do this and this. Now, my opponent's got to figure the jig is kind of up. Why would I Pyroblast in the face if I didn't have a thing? But he might be expecting a Fireball. Like, you're not really going to expect 2 Pyroblasts. At any rate, it's very unlikely he'll be able to do anything. Now, with 3 mana, it's pretty much impossible for him to heal out of this. He'd need like 3 Voodoo Doctors. That is it. If he has 3 Voodoo Doctors, he'll be fine. Okay, well, my opponent now has dominating board presence. Interestingly, even without the Pyroblast, I do just kill everything with Flame Strike. So I'll play the Fireball. I don't know what maybe I'm a jerk. I feel like such a jerk because I like hid the fact from my opponent that I actually had another Pyroblast. So like I'm not giving him the satisfaction of being able to complain that his Mage opponent got 2 of the really good Mage epics. Anyway, I don't know why I'm such a douche, but whatever. We're gonna take that win and we're gonna like it. So we're at what is it, 3-1 now? So probably gonna start seeing some tougher opponents. Although the Hunter actually had a pretty good deck. I think he was fine. He got off to a slow start. He had like a bunch of 3-drops that he dropped there, so he might just have had a bad draw. Gobby of Death, good name. Oh god, well, I just cannot catch a break. I have not seen Mirror Image in my opening hand a single time. Come on, buddy. Get out here, get out here, oh, Jesus, this is awful. Oh my god. I mean, here's the thing. I understand that my deck has a lot of, like, stuff that costs little but isn't actually playable early on, and I understand I don't have that many 2-drops, but I have enough that I should be seeing some a deal of the time when I mulligan as heavily as I've been mulliganing. This is crazy. Okay, well, the Armorsmith is interesting. I mean, it's going to give my opponent a lot of life, which is actually kind of bad, because I do have sort of a burn strategy here, but at the same time, it's not super threatening. Well, let's wait and see if my opponent has the turn 2 Fiery War Axe. I've lost more than one game. Actually, I'd probably lose this game if he had it, honestly, because my Worgen then becomes unplayable. Alright, looks like he doesn't quite have that. He might have like a Whirlwind? What the? Oh, Cruel Taskmaster. That is a pretty good answer. I could play Worgen, see if I can get both of his creatures to trade into it. Other option would be to Cone of Cold. But then, next turn I cannot play Worgen and finish this off, so it's still kind of the same problem. Let me think what's actually better. I think I'm actually going to do this. If he trades his creatures into it, that's card advantage for me. He already got card advantage, though, because he killed one of my creatures without losing one of his creatures in return, thanks to the Cruel Taskmaster. But if he doesn't do that, then I can Cone of Cold and get a little bit more value because I freeze some more stuff. Alright, my opponent is actually going to take the trade, it looks like. Alright, well, that's fine. So he got 2 for 1, then I got 2 for 1 back. That seems all fair in Love and War and all that stuff. I have a Polymorph, so I'm going to use my Silence here. And then I'm going to just ping-a-ling-ling so that these two can trade. Since like a Polymorph is like a really, really good Silence. So I don't mind using my Silence a bit loosely here since I have a Polymorph behind it. He's got the Weaponsmith. Ugh, that's pretty good for him. I do have a Flame Strike coming up, though, so my opponent has to be a little bit careful. Faceless Manipulator is actually awful here. I copy a Silence 2/2 or a 3/3 with nothing, so I can't use that just yet. I guess we'll Cone of Cold here. Finish this guy off. And it's 2 turns till Flame Strike. That's the problem with this card. It's a bit unreliable. I forget what I took this over. I think I took it over like one of the Giants, maybe, because I said this was more consistent. I might be regretting that now. Koricon Elite, that's good. I will be happy to copy that. Novice Engineer. I can't do that and copy, so we're going to copy this. And then both of these creatures will kill it. So I can actually attack my opponent, because this stuff's dying to Flame Strike anyway. We're going to do that. Yeah, I'm going to attack my opponent. So what I'm signaling here is that I have Flame Strike, which means that if he's savvy, he will trade this guy in for my Koricon Elite. But then, that's fine. I actually do still have the Flame Strike, so I should be okay. Alright, he's got a 4/3 for a couple of mana. Oh, jeez. He really... I would say this is overextending against Flame Strike. Playing one of those... fine. Playing both, that's just asking for it. So, yeah, sad that I can't get that guy into play, but we're going to just kill all his stuff. So he's got 4 cards plus a weapon. I have just 4 cards, one of which will draw me a card. So he's actually doing really great, considering how much he overextended against that Flame Strike. He is doing very well for himself. Okay. Argent Commander is good enough. We will do it. So my opponent can actually run the Golem in and then finish the Argent Commander off with his axe. This is quite the stalemate we have going on here. Now 9 mana is a really good time because I can play this and Polymorph, or this and Fireball, depending on what makes more sense, and draw a card off of it, which is really, really great. Okay, looks like my opponent's doing the quote-unquote obvious thing. Let's see what else he's going to do with his turn. Spiteful Smith, that is definitely going to take a Fireball to the face, I'm thinking. Yeah, I don't want to leave a sheep behind. Flame Strike, that's cute, but yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. Going to do that. Draw a card. Blizzard is good. Pass the turn. So my opponent, with a little bit of help, can kill this guy, but if he doesn't kill this guy, like if he just plays like a big creature, he's going to get in real serious trouble here. Because I'm going to be able to Polymorph, draw a card, kill his big drop, or like Blizzard, kill all those little drops and draw cards. He really needs to kill this thing. Oh my goodness, he has it! God damn it! Oh man. Wrathy Weaponsmiths against me. Have a fucking field day. Ugh, this sucks. Well, he needed it and he had it. What are you going to do? You're going to lose. That's what. Alright, can I kill this thing? Not quite, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and draw a card first, because I'm going to draw cards first. Mirror Image is really, really good. Oh, this would have drawn me a card. I will actually just poink this thing down. I have nothing better to do with my turn. I'm not going to use any of my mass removal or polymorphs on this 3/3. So you can kill off my mirror image, but then my creatures all live, notice. So I kind of spend one card to preserve another card is the story there. Oh man, he had the Weaponsmith. He's going to draw 2 cards for 2 mana. That's pretty good. It's pretty good here, but not the end of the world. He's going to play one of the cards he just top decked, which is going to get polymorphed, Esperanto. And then he's going to kill off Mirror Image. He's going to use up the last axe. Fair enough. Cleave. Are you fucking kidding me? God damn it. This game. Alright, we're going to, let's see, Flame Strike? No, not Flame Strike. We're going to just polymorph this thing, kill that thing, and sadly I have to pass the turn here. I'm just not drawing my creatures. I will even settle for my, like, chumpy creatures. Like, where's my, like, Amani Berserker? Or my, Ooze? Or my Shattered Sun Cleric? I'll play those damn things. That sheep is gonna be a hero sheep here, attacking for 2 damage soon. Fireball. Man, this is a problem with playing Mage. I can't polymorph that. That's dumb. I don't have enough creatures to play. Man, this is maybe just like a lesson for the ages or something, that you just need to have creatures, even if it means passing over, you know, juicy spells. So he's just whittling me down here and whittling me down. Can I get a creature? Thank God. Okay, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. I don't want to leave a sheep around. And we'll start to work on that guy. So I have really good answers. I just want my opponent to dump his hand, but he kind of overextended once already. I don't know if he'd do it again. So he's hoping I don't have Flame Strike here. The main weakness of this card is that it all dies to Flame Strike. My opponent is really really going all in on the no Flame Strike here, and it is not to be. One thing to note is that if you do not deal damage to your opponent, if you just pick out his armor, the freezing effect doesn't hurt. It doesn't freeze him, because it says freeze any character damaged by this minion. I didn't freeze him because he had armor. So if he actually draws like a Gorehowl or an Arcanite Reaper, actually Arcanite Reaper would do it. If he draws a Gorehowl right now, he's going to be okay. But if he lets me keep attacking him, his weapon will no longer be an out. Alright, looks like he's in a bit of trouble here. I need to calculate if Pyroblast will actually win. Pyroblast down to 12, down to 11, he armors up. Yeah, I'm not going to Pyroblast just yet, because with armoring up... You know what? Fuck it, I'm going to do it. Whatever. I'm never realistically going to Pyroblast any of his creatures. When I have a polymorph here, I'm not going to polymorph his creatures. So basically now, he's going to armor up to 13, but I can hit him and then Pyroblast for the win. He would need to play a taunt in the way or something. Kill my creature. Mortal Strike. Ah, that's funny. Okay, well now I'm actually in a bit of trouble because, shit. Fuck. Well, that's really good. That's really good. I could have also blizzarded this to stop it from attacking. Let's go ahead and do this. And let's do that. Pass the turn. So now, if I'm allowed to swing with this tiger, I will win. If my opponent drops a taunt in the way, I will polymorph, then swing, and then hopefully next turn win. We'll see if he's got it. That's not going to do it. Oh, can my opponent actually race me down? Oh no, I'm winning next turn. Ha 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 ha. Okay, so against this opponent, I will have to indeed reveal that I have a second Pyroblast. There is no getting around it. And that's going to be the game. So I guess in the end, I don't really regret those Pyroblasts. I mean, yes, it could have been a giant, but that would have not been as neat of a win, as clean of a win as just the double Pyroblast. But I do wish I had more cards. I guess it's tough. It's tough. You just have to, like... Man, you have to really discipline yourself and, like, not take those polymorphs or, like, not take fireballs. Mages maybe more than any other class have, like, more, like, must-take spells than anyone else. I mean, you're going to always take a fireball, always take a pyroblast, or almost always taking a fireball or a blizzard or even, like, Cone of Cold or Frostbolt. So if you see too many of them in the draft, you end up with a weird deck like mine that, first of all, takes a really long time to win, and second of all, is a bit unreliable if you don't draw the right spells at the right time. Purarara, purarara, purarara. Alright, we got early drops here. That's good. I'll take even one. This is vulnerable to Shadow Word Death. I do love going second with this deck. It just gives me more chances to get cards. Okay, we got cards. We got creatures. Yee-ho! And this Flame Strike could be good later. Okay, well, let's take a look at what my opponent wants to do on turn 1. Nothing. I am not going to coin out a Panda, I don't think. The risk I take by not coining it out is this. My opponent plays a 2-drop like that. I play out a Panda, threatening to trade. On my next turn, my opponent plays Shadow Word Pain, killing my Panda. And then he already has a 2-drop on the board, he attacks. Had I coined this out and he played the creature, I could have traded. Or I could, if I'd coined out, I could have Shadow Word Pained, and then he wouldn't have had a creature on the board. The situation where he gets to kill a creature and have a creature on the board is what's scary. Okay, well, the Worgen is actually good. It's a premier 3-drop. Harvest Golem is also a premier 3-drop, and mine trades for his. Now, he has the motherfucking Shadow Word Pain, which sucks. Man, I gotta think about this. Gadsden Auctioneer. I don't want to coin that out, because the coin triggers it. So I would like to actually be able to use it and coin. But what I am going to do is polymorph this thing. It may seem a little bit loose, but the thing about it is, I have double Flame Strike here and Cone of Cold. I'm going to be able to deal with most stuff that he could realistically play. So I'm not that worried. Okay, that actually I'm a little bit worried about. Ah, fuck. That was actually a really, really good drop for my opponent here. So I still don't want to play this, because it's just going to die to that thing. So we're going to draw a card. Ironbeak Owl. Do I want to... This actually doesn't... Silencing that doesn't do anything. I guess we're gonna kill the sheep. Pass the turn. Well, it depends on whether my opponent heals this guy or not. If my opponent heals this, then the Argent Commander is going to look really sad. If he plays a creature, I could actually kill this guy. Fuck, he's going to heal it. So it's a 4/7. That's actually kind of difficult to get rid of. Ah, boy. Even with the help of the Novice Engineer, I can't quite do it. Well, now I wish I had that Polymorph. I could run in, pop Divine Shield, get it out of 3 health. That's one option. On my next turn, I can actually play this guy, have 2 mana left over, coin, Cone of Cold, draw 2 cards. Alright, we're going to do this, I think. Yeah, we'll just do it. We'll do this. So basically, if he's spending mana to heal himself... If he's spending mana to heal this guy, then he's not doing other things. And if he does other things, then this guy will potentially die to Flame Strike. Alright, let's see what else he's got for me here. Worgen Infiltrator, okay. Does he have anything more? That was only 3 mana. Ah, wow. This is a lot of stuff. I would say that my opponent officially overextended against Flame Strike. Ah, he's going to trade the guy. Smart. That is very, very smart. Okay, well, I'm very happy to hear... I could actually play the Sunwalker, but this can get mind controlled, so no thanks. Let's just go ahead and Flame Strike here. Let's not be too clever. This is 3 real cards plus a Novice Engineer, which have drawn him a card. So look at this hand situation here. 4 to 6 plus coin. And I'm about to get a couple more. Lord of the Arena. Alright. Well, it's a good card. I don't exactly want to use Cone of Cold on that. 5. I'll have 3 minutes. Ah, this is perfect. I can use this. Coin. And Fireball. Now what's interesting is that this is actually really difficult for priests to kill. Basically, the one card you need to kill this is an Argent Commander. I think he's already... Yeah, the Argent Commander. He'd need that to kill it. He doesn't... Because Shadow Word Pain isn't going to do... Ah! Silence! Blah. You suck. Well, I've used my Panda. I was going to say if I had my Panda, I could still like pop this back into my hand and get it back someday. Let's think. I could silence his thing and keep swinging. I could also Flame Strike, which seems a bit loose. Let's just go ahead and do this. I mean, this seems totally fine. I take 2 damage, which is a bit risky, but I mean, we got some good stuff coming down here. That guy, maddeningly for priests, does not die to Shadow Words. This does die to Shadow Word Pain, but I don't actually care about this creature that much. And here we have pretty much all the answers here. The global removal, the silence. I guess I don't have any single target removal. Alright, he's going to mind control it. You know what I could really use here is a Polymorph to get rid of this thing. That would be nice. At any rate, silencing it is almost good enough. Okay. So that happened, and interesting. Let's take a look here. If I can kill this thing somehow. 1 damage. 3 damage. Not quite enough. I could play this guy. This guy, then I would do 1, 2 damage. 3 damage. 4 damage, 5 damage? It's an option. I don't really want to use Flame Strike against that. That seems a bit loose. I could just silence the taunt, but I'd rather save the silence if I can. Just getting rid of a taunt so my 1/4 can deal damage isn't that great, you know? Yeah, let's do it this way. Seems fine. I don't actually care that much about the Demolisher. So now everything does die to Holy Nova here, but that's just 2 creatures, and they both did their jobs. So I still have lots of answers. I really could use a Polymorph, but other than that, I'm doing fine. Mind Vision, oh my fucking god, those Mind Visions. Well, every single card here is good for him now. Cone of Cold kills both of my things, Blizzard kills them all, Flamestrike kills them all. If he took the Owl, I would say that I'm very lucky, but other than that, I would say... Oh shit, I forgot. God damn it, I screwed up. That was a mistake. I should have attacked with my creatures first. I could have dealt 4 damage to him. Shit. I forgot about the Pyromancer there, killing off my own things. Well, this is going to be a bit of a drawn-out game. I don't even know what I have in here. I mean, I guess I still have the... I guess I've still got the double Pyroblast, but my opponent is at full health and he's healing every single turn. Looks like he's also kind of out of stuff to do. Let's go ahead and silence the Cult Master. And do I want to play this? I need to be precious with my creatures, you know. He's a priest. He can just heal whatever I deal damage to. Ugh. Whatever, we'll do it. Try to encourage him to trade against my owl so that my ooze can live. I just really want to like win by attrition here. I want to just kill all his stuff and then have a few creatures left over and then keep on attacking. It's not exactly the kind of deck I want to play, but it seems to be the kind of deck this turned out to be. So that's what we kind of have to do here. He's going to heal the Cult Master. That's totally fine. The Owl still takes it out. I am getting a little low on health. I have to kind of watch for that a bit. Alright, there's Pyroblast number 1. We're going to play a creature down. See, we're both playing these like kind of control-y decks, and we both want the other person to dump a hand so that everything can die. Stone Tusk Boar? That's a really bad card. I guess it must have been a bad pack. He's going to 2-for-1 himself. I think my opponent maybe senses that I just have nothing to do. Ooh, that's really good. Man, I'm really, really glad I drafted that card. Holy crap, that is a good card right here. It dies to Shadow Word Death, and once I attack, it can get mind controlled. But whatever, man. We gotta do it. I'm running out of cards here, and my opponent will win the fatigue battle. That is for certain. Alright, he's just putting down 1 creature here. That's smart. I don't want to, use my global removal on it. We're actually going to put these guys down here. And I'm going to ignore his thing. I really need to start dealing damage to him. Now, I know that my opponent can heal this creature up, of course. But the reason I'm doing this is so he doesn't heal himself. I want to hit with this Tiger as many times as I can so that Pyroblast and then the other Pyroblast waiting back here can finish my opponent off. Notice how my hero ability caused him to use his hero ability on not himself. Alright, my opponent still seems to have nothing. I need to actually think very carefully right here. Because Frostbolt could be useful as dealing direct damage to my opponent's face. We'll do this to try to encourage my opponent to not heal himself, and I'm going to actually Pyroblast him. I know that there's, one card in 7 here is a Pyroblast. My opponent seems not to have any answers for this Tiger. And if he starts healing himself, I'll be able to pick this thing off. Mind Control, okay. So he has the Mind Control. Fair enough. He has enough mana left over to heal himself. He's going to let this creature die. That's actually very smart because I'm not really interested in using hero ability on it. To tell you the truth. Water Elemental. Well, that's a good card. So what we're going to do here is the following. Let's, Cone of Cold. Play this. Ping away. My opponent can heal himself faster than I can deal damage to him with my hero ability, but I just want to get as much damage on him as I can. If I can swing with this Water Elemental once and top deck Pyroblast, I'll be fine. That looks like a Shadow Word Pain. Cone of Cold. That's what he stole from me. I see. Okay. I'm surprised he didn't use it. There was that one turn. He could have killed both of my creatures with it. Interesting. Okay, well, what we're going to do here is think very carefully. This tiger can now kill stuff, so what we're going to do is actually, I'm going to frostbolt this thing. I'm going to put this on the board, and I'm actually going to finish this tiger off. I could have dealt one more point of damage to my opponent, but these creatures do enough damage together that if I draw my other Pyroblast, I will win. Do I have another Fireball in here? I can't remember. But I definitely have another Pyroblast, so at some point I will draw it and win. What has he got for me here? Is that seriously a third Mind Control? Oh, Holy Smite, okay. Inner Fire. Oh, I see. Cute. That was well played. Alright, so he's reducing the amount of damage he takes by 2, but I'm still dealing enough. I will just use that guy. It does die to Holy Nova, but what I want is to have a buffer so that after he heals himself, Pyroblast will still win. I might actually not need the Pyroblast. I don't know what he's holding on to here, but I might not even need the Pyroblast at this particular rate, because I managed to just get creatures down. Okay, he's going to Azure Drake, draw a card. Holy Nova does not kill the Water Elemental, so I'm not really too afraid of what he could do. Northshire Cleric is a very good play on turn 1, but much less good here, where my opponent doesn't necessarily want to draw cards as we approach fatigue. Circle of Healing. I don't know if that was a good move. I guess you know, you might as well, right? Because if you're desperate, you might as well try. I do have lethal damage here. 4 + 4 is 8, + 1 is 10. So yeah, it was a totally fair move to draw those cards. Inner Fire, again, this guy was going for the combo wombo here. So we saw 2 Inner Fires. This is just demonstrates everything that I hate about Inner Fire. He's playing 2 of them, and all he did was like reduce incoming damage by a bit. I mean, it was clever. It was very clever, but it's just not reliable. Think about it. Those could have been like creatures. I mean, if those had been creatures, those Inner Fires, that's what he was holding on to and not playing. If those had been creatures, he could have just played them onto the board and done stuff to me. Maybe one of them was a bad pack. Maybe 2 of them was a bad pack, and he tried to make the most of his rotten apples. But I have a feeling, you know, with people on Reddit always posting those damned annoying, like, oh, wow, I played a priest and my minion was so big, because I know what Inner Fire does. I think that's like, it's a very popular thing for some priests anyway, to try to go for that combo, and I don't approve. Papa Boris says, just take good cards, don't do the Inner Fire bullshit. Fab's the Warrior. You know, it's doubly frustrating playing against Warriors, because not only do Warriors do really well against me, but I do shittily when I play as Warrior. Anyway, we'll send back that Fireball. We got plenty more like it. Let's try to get as high chance as we can of getting our creatures. Did I not take an Amani Berserker? I guess I didn't. I haven't seen it all game, or all these games. I'll take a look at what my 2 drops are. I got the Panda, the Ooze. Is that all? The Wild Pyromancer. Oh man, I'm so glad I took the Wild Pyromancer. I forget what it was, but it was something else. I could have taken it in its place. And I am glad that I didn't. Okay, let's see if we've got the turn 2 Fiery War Axe. No, we have the Novice Engineer. This is actually fine. So I have 2 options here. One, I could play the Elven Archer plus Hero Ability, pick it off. I think I'm going to go for the more aggressive play, though, and just go for the Worgen. So if my opponent doesn't do a Fiery War Axe or some other form of removal right here, like Coin, Dark Iron Dwarf, then I'll be able to Shatter some Cleric and start to enrage. It's likely, I mean, it's not that likely that the Worgen will live, but I think it's a chance worth taking, because the game continues on even if it dies, and okay, well, what we're going to do here is very straightforward. I'm just going to use the Elven Archer and finish off his Novice Engineer. So I'm putting my opponent in an awkward spot. Either you use the other half of your Fiery War Axe and potentially waste it, or you let this live and have it be a nuisance. We shall see what my opponent deems is best. God damn it, he had to have the Fiery War Axe. So many games I've lost to the Fiery War Axe. Turn 2 is devastating. Turn 3, still a problem. Alright, he's going to ignore me. Is he going to use the tick of the weapon, though, to kill my archer? That's what I want to know. He's thinking about it. You can just see it in his steely, orcish eyes. Do I use the War Axe? Or do I not? He doesn't do it! Oh, he's going to regret it. I'm not saying he made the wrong move. I'm just saying he's going to regret it. So, I could use the Shattered Sun Cleric and Hero Ability on the Elven Archer and kill this thing that way. I could also shoot this thing down and use the Elven Archer that way. So either way, the Elven Archer dies and I use up all my mana, and this thing is dead. So the question is, what do I want to have on the board? A 3/3 or this guy? I think this guy, because he costs more mana, So if I'm spending all of my mana anyway, I might as well do it with the way that will free up my mana for future turns. And this will probably get axed, but then the Shattered Sun Cleric is free to buff things in the future. I drew my little card drawer here, that's nice. And if my opponent plays something really spectacular, I can always copy it. So that should be okay. It's unlikely that I will come out ahead by copying it, but I can at least stick it. Oh no! God damn it! God, this Weaponsmith, it's so annoying. Like, I've played with this Weaponsmith a lot, and it's like never good. And then when my opponents play against me, it's just always good. It's unbelievable. I can't even play Shattered Sun Cleric. Oh my god. I was gonna play Shattered Sun Cleric and be like, oh, I'll just waste the ability. But this thing will actually kill it now because it got upgraded. Are you fucking kidding me? And I can't faceless manipulate? Ah, Jesus Christ. Well, let's draw a card because mine suck. Frostbolt, you know, I was just thinking that would be a really great card to see. At least we get to do this, and this, and pass the turn. Well, this game, I'm gonna be honest, folks, this game's looking ugly. Looking ugly. Maybe in my last Warrior run I should have taken a Arathi Weaponsmith. Maybe I should just keep on trying. I should just keep on trying with that card till it works. Because, oh my god, is it frustrating to deal with. Okay, this could be bad. Or it could be really good, we'll see. Dark Iron Dwarf? Ah, that's not a problem. He's gonna leave my creature alone. Is he gonna use his weapon against it? He's not. He is going for the throat. Wow. Well, there's really no choice here. I mean, I have to Flame Strike. I don't have any other way of getting rid of this other than like Blizzard and running it in or whatever. I killed 2 real cards with it. Seems fine. If he keeps on hitting me, that will make me suspect that he has something up his sleeve. Stormwind Champion, uh-oh, I don't have an answer for this. I don't have my Fireballs, and I don't have my Polymorphs. Oh, Schlopsicles. Well, if you can't beat him, get another one yourself. Do I hack into this? Let me think about that. I think I actually have to. It's possible that my opponent will be able to burn me out, but what I really think is my best chance of winning here is if my opponent screws up and lets me deal 7 damage to him. It's not likely. It's actually very, very, very unlikely, but it's possible. And if he keeps playing creatures, I can always Blizzard them. I have 2 of my Blizzards here. Basically, the risk that I am at is charge and more weapons. Ah, that is actually something I'm really happy to see. Because if he does not trade his Stormwind Champion for mine, he's going to lose the game. Oh my god. He's going to lose the game. He should have definitely traded here. And I'm not just saying that because I'm winning. I'm saying that because as a mage, when you're up against a mage, look at this. I'm dealing 9 damage, he's going down to 6 health. What deals 6 damage? Fireball, common card, any mage will take anytime they see it in the draft. Now this Pyroblast is actually overkill. So he should have traded there. I still believe I could have won the game. I could have Blizzarded his team, basically, and attacked for 3 and tried to deal enough damage by hitting him enough times with the Shattered Sun Cleric to win that way. But that would have been close, because if he had another weapon, which I suspect he did, because he was using all of his weapon ticks to hit me, then he would have potentially been able to burn me out. I was getting very low on life myself. So I think my opponent made 2 mistakes that game. Number 1, he had that upgraded weapon and he used all the durability to hit me in the face for a total of 9 damage, trying to burn me out. But I think you should have paused to hit my Novice Engineer once. When I had got the Stormwind Champion and then attacked with the Novice Engineer, and it also got buffed by the Shattered Sun Cleric. That was extra 3 damage. Oh my god, I'm up against Hugs the Mage! I'm actually really excited, because Hugs is a name that I use sometimes in online stuff places. Alright, we're going to send all that back. We're going to keep this, because it's sort of removal. We'll see if we can get some cards. Oh my god, creatures! I love creatures, especially this one that mages cannot target with their spells, and which also does not die to Flame Strike, because it is in stealth and has 5 hit points. That was a song I just made up. It's called Ode to the Stranglethorn Tiger, when I am a mage with no creatures in my deck, and also up against a mage. Mad Bummer. Alright, that was... that was kind of like one of my Mad Bombers. Alright, well, we're going to do the following, I think. I'm going to basically just do this, and I'm going to use the coin, hero ability, finish this off. So my opponent could, of course, hero ability this Archer to death, but I'm okay with that. I'll just play Shattered Sun Cleric. Yeah, it wastes the battle cry, and I'm sure I think I took a good creature. I passed up on a good creature to take Shattered Sun Cleric, thinking like, oh, the buff's gonna be great, and then I've never used it. But it's fine. It's still worth it to waste the battle cry to put it on the board, and we're hanging in there. So all we're trying to do to hang in there, deal some damage if we can. That would have been nice to have 2 turns ago. And wait until we can deal, you know, 20 damage and fling a Pyroblast. Now my opponent, if she has spells, which is not unlikely, can start buffing this up. I don't actually have a good answer for it either. Ogre Mega. I'm actually really happy to see that. I'm really happy to see that because I can kill the Mana Worm now. And yeah, the Ogre Mega can then kill that thing, but whatever. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. And think. I could actually play Wild Pyromancer and Frostbolt this thing. The issue, it will die. The issue is, however, that then this will go down to 1 health. I don't particularly want that to happen. So what I'm going to do instead is just Frostbolt it. And take a little risk here. I'm going to play Wild Pyromancer. So the risk I'm taking here is that if my opponent has an Arcane Explosion, then with the spell damage, both my creatures will die. That's the risk. The payoff, though, is if my opponent doesn't have that, I can actually just hero ability this to death and swing for 6. Does he have a spell? No spell. Oh, he's going to do that. Okay. Well, I think it's fine. So what I'm going to do here is very simple. Do I silence something? No, I'm just going to kill this. And here we have to decide what to do. If I trade this thing, then the Pyromancer still stays around, and I got the whole spell wackiness going on. If I kill the Pyromancer, this thing sticks around and it's a bit safer. But you know what? Honestly, I don't think it even matters. I'm fairly certain that whatever creature I leave around, my opponent's going to send her Sun Fury Protector into it. Okay, so next turn we will play our Stranglethorn Tiger and start trying to deal for 5 damage a turn. Alright, I'm pretty happy to see that. That will die to an eventual Flame Strike. I'll probably draw, and... oh my gosh, is my opponent going aggressive? She's going aggressive. I don't know if that's the right plan. I'm kind of ahead in this race that we have here. Yeah, let's play this Tiger. Let's keep on swinging. You want to race? I'll race. I've got my Pyroblast. Do you have yours? Now, you know I mulliganed back those Flame Strikes, so that's a bit awkward. But, I do have a Blizzard here. You know, maybe I should have traded that guy off because my opponent was going to hero ability it to death anyway. Yeah, but there's Flame Strike. Do I risk the Vaporize here? Yeah, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to risk it, brisket. It's not Vaporize or Ice Barrier. Ooh, but that means it could be Mirror Entity, which is fine. It's not like I play creatures or anything. Yeah, I'm just going to keep on doing this. I think my opponent's kind of screwed. Do I Blizzard now? No, I'm going to get hit for 4 damage. 4 damage isn't... oh, no, wait, you know what? I'm going to Blizzard. I'm going to Blizzard here because I don't want my Tiger to die. Now that I know that this is actually not a Mirror Entity, or excuse me, not a Vaporize or an Ice Barrier, I'm going to keep swinging with this Tiger for as long as my opponent will let me. Garage Blizzard, I'm really happy to see that. Oh, I'm less happy to see that. Cone of Cold. Ah, that's a Desperation Cone. So, that's freezing just this one creature. Okay, let's think very carefully here. Because what I could do is I could silence and swing for 5. Then my opponent will lose to Pyroblast. That actually seems really good. My opponent can deal 6 damage to me. Ah, if she hero abilities, she can deal 5, 7, 9 damage. I'm at 14. Ah, very unlikely. Very, very, very unlikely that my opponent is going to be able to blast me out. Alright, it was a Mirror Entity after all. That's really good. So we're going to do this. And now, I think what I'm actually going to do is just play it safe. Oh, I don't want an Arcane Explosion, though. This will get enraged. But I don't care. Yeah, this is fine. I think the safest thing I can do... well, the safest thing I can do is probably play this guy, deal 4 damage. That way, if she has a healing card, I'll still win. Let's think about that. My opponent's got 5 after hero ability. 5, 7, 9, 11 damage. I go to 12 health. 2 fireballs will win the game. You know? I think I will actually enrage her Gurubashi. Because... you know what? Maybe I'll polymorph it. Let's polymorph this thing. Okay. Okay, I think we're fine here now. So I have a Pyroblast for the win. My opponent would need to have a heal and a taunt to really stay in the game, I think, because basically this guy will deal 4 damage, undoing any possible heals, and then the Pyroblast will be able to win into the following turn. That was 1 fireball. I wonder if my opponent had another. If so, my play was the correct one. Oh my god, you know what I should have done? I screwed up. I just didn't realize this. I should have polymorph for Berserker first, then Arcane Explosion would have killed the sheep. But luckily, in this case, I'm not going to pay for my mistake, because unless there's 3 Voodoo Doctors up in her hand here, the Pyroblast is going to win me the game. Is this my 5th win or my 6th one? I think it's my 6th? Or is that just wishful thinking? I don't know. We'll find out soon. Okay, well, that was good. I will never know if I made a pro play by playing around Double Fireball, but it worked out. Hugs the Mage. That's such a great name. I want to tell them, like, I use that name sometimes. It's so cool. Okay, we're going to get a little bit of level up. Man, these level ups get so slow. I think the maximum level is like 60 or something. But it's... Oh, yes! 7 wins! Finally! It's like I forgot what this feels like. Ah, it feels so good. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yes. You level up so slowly now. The maximum level is like 60 or something. It's gonna take for frickin' ever to get there. I mean, I guess that's good. I guess it would suck even more if you got to the max level and there was nothing else to do. But it is a slow progression. I wonder if Blizzard will speed that up at some point. Asclepius the Druid. You know, I keep saying that I don't really respect Druids that much, and I keep losing to them. So maybe there's something to that to be considered. But yeah, we'll do that. But so for now, I still feel like Druids aren't, you know, the toughest class. At least I'm not the best with them. Let's put it that way. Okay, so the idea here is I can play Pyromancer, and then Arcane Explosion will deal 2 damage to everything. So it's kind of like a hacked Consecration. I am not going to like play this guy out and then Mirror Image to trigger it. That's just dumb. I'm just going to put the Mirror Images out there, put this guy out there, Mirror Images stop whatever, you know. The Mirror Image basically stops him from attacking with whatever he has, and that allows my Pyromancer to keep on swinging, trying to get him down to Pyroblast range. With 2 cards that are in here that are Pyroblast, and with the games going as long as they have been, I think wait for the Pyroblast is a pretty reasonable strategy. Ah, that was well played. Good use of the Crazed Alchemist. We will now go ahead and play this thing. So the Mirror Image wasn't that great. This guy took it out by himself with extreme efficiency, which is a bit sad. But if I'm lucky, my opponent will play another thing with 2 toughness, and then I'll be able to get a little bit of a 2-for-1 myself. We'll see. Ah, he's gonna Wrath my creature. Boo! Not well played. Badly played. Man, I am sad how often I'm wasting the Shattered Sun Cleric. I could Arcane No, that's dumb. I'm just gonna do this. Damn, that's sad. I was 1 turn away from being able to buff my creature. It was totally gonna happen. And then it didn't happen. Okay, well, we're off to a pretty much non-existent start. Keeper of the Grove is gonna deal damage. Interesting choice. I guess that works. Alright, I think it's time to coin out Tiger. I can own this thing really hard if the taunts are not incoming. I have all my good stuff still in my deck. This deck is just stacked with good stuff. Like, I should go to the casino and play some blackjack, because there's 2 fireballs, 2 polymorphs, 2 flame strikes. There is so much good stuff back in here. It is absolutely nuts. Ah, wow, that's interesting. This, I don't even know if this is the correct move. I don't even care if it's the correct move. I'm kind of colding this stuff. It is just so tempting to do that. I will do it even if it's wrong. Now we're going to pass the turn. If my opponent drops that, like, Darkscale Healer, heal all creatures, that will be really funny and sad. But next turn, as long as he doesn't have any of that stuff... Alright, he's just spending his whole turn killing my Tiger, fair enough. What I can do is I can Frostbolt this Worgen, finish this off, and hopefully maybe play a creature? Nope, that's not the right card. So it is a good card, it's not the right one, however. We're gonna Frostbolt this. Gonna finish off that. Haven't really gained anything from that, have I? I really gained nothing from all that stuff. Oh, maybe I should have played Arcane Explosion instead of Frostbolt. Because I was at 2 health. Oh, crap, I screwed up. I should have played Arcane Explosion, thought for a second. Well, anyway, let's see if this guy will be able to hold up against whatever my opponent's got coming. Harvest Golem. Seems okay for now. Cult Master. Oh, no! That's not good. That is the opposite of good. That is bad. Polymorph now comes out. If I play this, he just runs his creatures into it and draws cards. I don't think that's acceptable. Shit. Ugh, I have to do this crap. And we're actually going to go ahead and silence that owl, that golem. I'm a polymorph, so I don't need to preserve this that much, and if he uses hero ability to kill it, I basically killed the damaged golem. Shoot, that was a really bad misplay. I should have used Arcane Explosion and saved the Frostbolt. It could have made a really big difference later on. It actually did make a big difference. I could have then Frostbolted his Cultmaster. Alright, well my opponent is just lining up for a Blizzard or a Flame Strike. I currently have neither, although they're both in here. 2 Blizzards and 2 Flame Strikes are in there. There's it. There it is. There it is. No reason to play the Sunwalker here. Let's just go ahead and take care of business. Okay, well, we're actually kind of even on cards. So for all that, my opponent is first to play, and he has a life advantage. So I'd actually say that he won the mid-game as well. But I do have pretty good cards here. We'll just see how good his cards are before we make any judgments. Now, the issue here is that if I play the Sunwalker, my opponent can actually use hero ability to pop the Divine Shield, and this guy will trade for it. But I guess that's probably better than the alternative, which is fireballing a really lame enemy and passing the turn. Yeah, we'll do it. That's what I would do if I were him. I mean, if he has like a Wrath, so you can pop the Divine Shield and draw a card, that would be even better. But even if he doesn't have anything, I would still use the Shapeshift. Ah, he's going to silence it. Well, that's a pretty good creature to silence. He's going to Starfire it. Ooh, that's just greedy, sir. That is just greedy. I guess those Starfires with the card draw are really keeping him in this. Ah, damn it. Well, I am up to play, so I might be able to pull some shenanigans off. Let's see. Water Elemental. Ah, I want to play this and Flame Strike. Not quite enough mana, though. What I am going to do, then, is this. Leave no trace behind. And this. Alright, so now we can start swinging. The really great thing is, if this can start swinging, it actually stops him from using his hero ability to attack. He can still gain armor, but he can't attack. So let's see if my opponent has a way to get that to stop swinging. Ironbark Protector is getting polymorphed. So the answer is no. Now, if he has a second Ironbark Protector, then we're in trouble. Then I will have to run this in, hero ability, and Flame Strike to kill it. Right, well, I'm really glad I kept the polymorph now. So the question is, if 2 Holy Novas is a poor man's Flame Strike, then what's 2 Flame Strikes? That's a philosophy question for you. This guy's actually a bit tricky for Druids to remove. Starfire doesn't quite deal enough damage. Ah, that's a good card. Alright, well, we're going to do Flame Strike here. I have another one. I might as well be liberal with my application of Flame Strikes. Alright, here we go. What do we got? Pyroblast. That's actually really nice to see here. I've got a creature that my opponent does not appear to have removal for. It is swinging away, swinging away, swinging away. And it's dealing 2 damage a turn. 3 minus 1 from the armor. And then, yeah, eventually we'll be able to Pyroblast for the win. If I draw my other Pyroblast, then it's going to end even earlier. Do I have any good creatures left in here? I've used my Tiger. I've used my MVP Tiger. I don't think I have any creatures in here. What do I have in there? Fireball? That's actually good. Let's think very carefully. Do I dare use Pyroblast right now? I will go take him down to 8 health. I don't actually dare do it just yet. Because, basically, I'm low on life, so I might need to use Fireball to kill something. We're going to have to see. Nourish. Uh-oh. That's bad. That could give him a whole host of stuff. At least he only has 5 mana to spend this turn. What did he just top deck? That thing. That's not going to help, although it is dealing damage to me, which is a bit scary. I might end up regretting that I didn't Pyroblast. Because if I had 10 damage on him, I'd be threatening to win. Ah, you know I should have done it. If I lose this game, it's because I didn't Pyroblast. What is he doing? Oh, I see. He's putting the beats on here. Well, that makes sense. So we're gonna... See, if I had put Pyroblast on him last turn, he'd be at 8 health, I'd win. Or he would have had to do something to stop me from doing that. Instead, what I have to do is think very carefully. Yeah, I need a Flame Strike. I have to do it. I can't risk. This I think is more valuable though to put on than dealing 1 damage to him. Because if he doesn't remove this and if he doesn't kill me with a Swipe or a Starfire, I will win with Pyroblast. That is good for him. I can't get past that. Ah, damn. Yeah, if I drew my other Polymorph, even then I couldn't Pyroblast and win. Okay, well what we have to do is actually Pyroblast the Protector then. I would have won already, though, had I just played correctly. We're gonna kill this, give him another card. That's sad, but it must be done. I'm really happy that I keep freezing him because it's stopping him from tickling me to death. Alright, he can still win with a Starfire or a Starfall. God damn it! Oh, man. A lot that he could have had to win. But that was my fault. I did not Pyroblast him when I had the chance, and that cost me the game. So that was a good lesson. That was a really educational game. You should try to put your... If you have an opportunity or you're not using your mana, put the Pyroblast on. Worst case scenario, you'll lose, but if you're going to lose anyway... Like, if you're going to lose after dealing 10 damage to your opponent, then chances are dealing 10 damage to a creature for 8 mana wouldn't save you and make you win that game. So yeah, that was a mistake, and it cost me the game. But anyway, we're still at 7 wins, so that's good. I'm happy to be here. I would like to, of course, get to 8 wins, because after having a couple of unfortunate arenas, it'd be nice to get a little bit of gold back, but we still have a pretty healthy cushion, so I'm not too concerned. Okay, well, what I'm actually going to do is get a little bit greedy. I'm going to pass this back, and I'm going to pass that back. We'll keep my combo here for consecrating stuff. Ah, I had an Argent Commander. That was a good creature still in my deck. Okay. I gotta say, though, my deck is at the tipping point. If I had any more creatures, any more, I would be in serious trouble. I'm going to play this right away, so I can trade with his stuff. I don't want the situation to happen where, like, he, plays something and then finds a way to kill this with, like, a Charging Merfolk, and the already has a creature on the board and can keep hitting me. I'd like to hang in there until all these cards come online. Alright, there's a Panda. I have two options. I could either use Arcane Explosion and just kill it, or I could trade. Let's go ahead and do this. Well, you know what? No. Nah, boy, this is tough. I don't know what to do. Let's think. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hedge my bets. I'm going to swing for 3 damage. I'll ping the Panda, make him do the trade. I just like the idea of keeping this around later if the board happens to get overloaded by these reinforcements. And there's a chance he'll play incorrectly and not trade into my Pyromancer. He, however, is not that foolish. I failed to get a real creature. We're actually going to ping the Imp Master because we do have this Arcane Explosion here, so the sooner this dies, the sooner I can play this and profit. Okay, that's a bit imposing. I might need to Arcane Explosion sooner rather than later. Yeah, I think I have to do that this turn. Flame Strike is good, but that's actually a little bit too far away. I don't want to take that much damage. Let's go ahead and Arcane Explosion. And finish off that Imp Master. So he's hitting me for 2 damage a turn, which is not to be underestimated. These guys are tragically 6-drops, so now, of course, I do regret spending the coin on the Pyromancer, but if the opening had gone differently, I would have been very happy about that. Let's see what I get here. Hopefully my Tiger. That would be nice. Mirror Image. That's actually great. I will totally take this right here. Slow my opponent down. Make him spend some time getting through this while my good creatures come online. That guy's pretty good. He gets to kill my Mirror Image without popping his Divine Shield. Well, lots of options here. I think this is the best. Because he can't actually kill this without help. Now, Paladins are sort of the champions of having help for killing stuff, but I'll make him use his good stuff here. In the process, he might end up overextending against Flame Strike. We'll see. He does not have any tricks. Alright. Oh, he does have tricks. Blessing of Wisdom. Alright, I guess that'll be worth a card. God, that card just never impresses me. It's ridiculous how little I'm impressed by that card. True Silver Champion. I need my ooze. Okay. Well, luckily I have my own Argent Commander. So, I will run down, pop this Divine... should I maybe not do that? Hang on a minute. I gotta think here. Normally I would do this without a second thought, but I mean, I might need my creatures just because I don't have any, creatures. I could Polymorph and Cone of Cold to finish these things off. Let's draw a card. I'm not going to use the Argent Commander here. Let's draw a card, see what I get. Polymorph. Well, now that I feel a lot better about using a Polymorph. I don't have enough mana to kill it. Whoops. Well, whatever. These two things can kill my Novice Engineer, or they can live. I don't care. Eventually, Flame Strike is happening, and they're all going to die anyway. Oh, Oh, that's bad. Ah, fuck. This novice, I wish this novice engineer like literally weren't even there. Like it would be better if that thing didn't like actually didn't exist. Oh fuck, that is terrible. Well, I've got 12 points of burn damage here in my hand. It's gonna protect. Gonna protect the Cult Master. That's fancy. Okie doke. Blizzard. Not quite yet. Well, alright, we're gonna have to do this. Whatever. We'll just swing-a-ling-ling. Get another point of damage on. He's gonna take net total of 2 more damage. These 2 fireballs do actually take him down to 10 health, so if once I top deck a Pyroblast, I'll win. And there's 2 of them in here, so it's not super unlikely. I mean, they could both be like in the bottom 3 cards, but it's not likely that that's the case. Thing you have to watch out for, though, Paladins do have that common 7 mana card that's 5/6 and restores 6 health, which would put a wrench in all of my plans. That card is the card of which I am speaking. Panda. Well, let's get a creature on the board. So we're going to fireball this. Do that. Panda. Man, I'm just... like, every single creature I have is so precious. I'm just like, please live. Please live. Please live. Just hit my opponent a few times, a couple of times, once or twice. Just please live. Man, my Tiger is still in here though. God, that Tiger is like the MVP. Oh, what the hell? What the hell? This is funny. All right, he's gonna start trying to burn me down here with Baron Geddon. What's interesting is I could consider perhaps letting this guy live to burn my opponent, but that's not right. We're just gonna polymorph this guy. I don't want to put the Elven Archer down with the Light's Justice, so we're just gonna... Actually, is this really gonna get any better? It might if my opponent unwisely uses up all of the charges hitting me with it. Man, that Cult Master giving him 2 extra cards really made a huge difference in this game. Ah, fuck. Alright. My chances of winning this one are actually pretty slim. I should have beaten that Druid when I had the chance. Sea Giant. Well, this sucks because I'm sort of out of polymorphs. I've used them both already. Well, we have to use our burn, unfortunately. My opponent seems to be playing hardcore around Flame Strike. I disbelieve that a Paladin doesn't have any creatures up there, so we're up against a very savvy player. He's going to Consecrate to kill an Elven Archer. Man, he knows what's going on. He knows it's not going to get any better than that. Ooze. And Divine Shield. That's fair. Well, this is the time, I think, for Cone of Cold. It's not going to get a whole lot better than that. Water Elemental is a very good creature. Let's kill that creature while we have the chance. Alright, let's see if he's got removal. It's a bit tricky for Paladins to kill a Water Elemental when they don't already have a creature on the field to buff. And I can freeze all of his stuff for a couple more turns, so I really just want him to not have any spells. Onyxia... Oh my god, wow, double legendary, Baron Geddon and Onyxia. Okay, well, I'm going to play the Gadsden Auctioneer. This is a very timely arrival. I'm going to play Blizzard now. So it kills all of her whelps and it freezes her. We can also freeze our opponent to stop him from attacking with this weapon, not that it matters that much. But if he has like a True Sliver champion, it would stop him, it would rob him of one possible out against the Gadsden Auctioneer. Fuck! What? That, god damn it, that card gets silenced every game! Well, the good news is, though, that I'm still dealing 9 damage a turn here. Oh man, my opponent's going all out. Did I already use my owl this game? That's what I'm trying to remember. Did I already use my owl? Because previously Blizzard plus Flame Strike would have killed this, now they will not. Well, we obviously... Yeah, we need a Blizzard. We need a Blizzard. That is for damn sure. And we're gonna demolish her or this. It's a tricky question. I guess this thing hits harder. Let's go ahead and get prepared for the possibility of top decking Flame Strike. Excuse me, Pyroblast. Let's do that. Try to whittle that down as much as I can so that Flame Strike will finish it off. Onyxia. Wow. Alright, well if I get a win against the double legendary Paladin, I will feel very impressed. We've got 8-11 damage on the board all of a sudden, so anytime now, Pyroblast. Both of them are in the last third of my deck. That is 1 in 9 odds that that would happen. But granted, both of them have also appeared in the top half of my deck, so I think it's gone both ways for me. This will die to Flame Strike. I am fucking delighted to see that card. It dies to Flame. Actually, once in this arena, 2 of them got played, and then they all died to Flame Strike. That was really great. Okay, well, let's go ahead and take a look at the situation. I believe that's it for my opponent's turn. So now is the time. There we go. I had Flame Strike to win it, but Pyroblast came in time. 1 in 5 odds of drawing it there with 2 of them left. Is my opponent going to give me a well played? No, I think he is pissed. So I Cone of Cold, Blizzard, Blizzard. I don't know if the freezing effects are maybe too good. I think maybe they'll get nerfed. Because if you load up with a bunch of them, it's kind of nuts. Like, you can like just stop all of your opponent's creatures from attacking for like whole turns on end. And the only way they can attack you is with the hero or with charge creatures. And so, yeah, I guess maybe it's balanced by the fact that, like, if you're freezing your opponent's stuff, you're not doing stuff yourself. But, like, if you can sneak in a little bit of an edge, all it takes then is a mountain of freezing cards, and you can hold that edge forever. Alright, Archangel. I'm going to be greedy. I'm going to keep the Gadsden Auctioneer, because he's... You know what? Yeah, I'm going to keep him because I'm second, and I have the coin. If I didn't have the coin, I wouldn't keep him, but since I do have the coin, I can, like, you know, play him on... If let's say I draw a Mirror Image, like I can play him on turn 5, coin, Mirror Image, draw 2 cards. It's good times. I hope my opponent has a slow start, because I sure as hell do. Anyway, we made it to 8 wins. This is the most gold, so I'll be a little bit sad to lose, because I lose the opportunity to get some packs and maybe some legendaries. I personally, at 9 wins, have never gotten a legendary card reward, but I have gotten double packs a bunch of times. Alright, looks like my mage friend has a similarly slow start as I do. I am once again going to... Fuck. I always waste this. I did actually use it in the last game, but it wasn't, like, relevant. I don't think. I had enough damage to spare. Oh god, those blizzards. Yeah, so I beat a Gruul. Or no, that's alright. I beat a Baron Geddon. And I beat an Onyxia. Feeling pretty proud. You know what? Let's actually hold on to that Shatterstone Cleric. Let's play Novice Engineer. So it's not Mirror Entity. Oh, it is Mirror Entity. Well, that's about the best Mirror Entity I could hope for. The bad news is, unfortunately, that my opponent will now run this Engineer into my Engineer and then Hero Ability to finish it off. Potentially. She might have a better play than that. She does! Well, I'm happy to see that because it does mean now that I can play Shatterstone Cleric and get some value out of my little dude. Or Water Elemental? No. Alright, I'm gonna waste the coin. Wait a minute. Hang on. We could use Cone of Cold. This is a good time to Cone of Cold, I think. Let's do this. And, I mean, the hero ability will finish this off later, but I actually kind of have better things to do. So we're just going to kill it right now. My opponent can hero ability this, but that's fine. I don't really care about that. So next turn, if I do top deck Mirror Image, I'll do that plan. If I don't, yeah, that's fine. I'll just play Water Elemental. It's really good against my opponent's board here. Unless she has a really good 3-mana drop. Let's see. Knife Juggler. Her own Mirror Image. Wow. Oh, man, you know what I need? I need a Wild Pyromancer. That would be ace. Actually, Blizzard would be great. This is a 0% chance of surviving. A Blizzard would be good, but I didn't draw it. This is... I don't know. It's kind of okay, I suppose. Flames... You know what? Honestly, here... Maybe I could play this guy and bait my opponent to kill it. Then next turn, I can coin out Flame Strike. That's what I really want to do. I want to coin out Flame Strike next turn. With all this stuff here, it's getting a bit scary. Of course, I could also play this and coin out Flame Strike next turn anyway. Well, I'll give this a shot. I'm going to trust my instincts. My instincts tell me this is the right move, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, Water Elemental is a bit sad because it does not die to Flame Strike. My opponent chooses to keep my Water Elemental alive. Interesting choice. Well, we have no choice here but to... Well, I could... This coin Arcane Explosion, but without a Wild Pyromancer or spell damage on the board, it unfortunately just doesn't deal enough. So we're going to use up 2 spells without having them gadgetsoned and pass the turn. So this thing's alive to trade with my thing. They are equal. Actually, I have massive card advantage somehow. Oh yeah, because I killed a bunch of shit with Flame Strike. Yeah, 5 cards to 8. My opponent's going to need to catch up here. This guy is not going to draw me cards until probably turn 9 when I can play him and a Fireball at the same time. Maybe it'll be relevant to play Arcane Explosion, but I really doubt it. interesting choice. I wonder what my opponent has that's making her do that. Arcane Missiles, maybe? Arcane Explosion. Wow, that's... Well, that's smart. I mean, I don't... she's got to figure I don't have that many creatures in my deck. And I don't. Okay. Well, the Sunwalker holds up pretty nicely against the creatures that she has. The risk of this play is that, well, Polymorph can happen. A safer play perhaps would have been to play Argent Commander just to guarantee the kill on one of the creatures. Faces Manipulator. Ah, okay, I'm fine with that. There's not enough mana here for a Polymorph. Silence! Ah, fuck. You know what I really need here? I really need, shit. I really need a Blizzard or a Flame Strike, otherwise I'm going to lose. I'm getting beat down here. Mirror Image, well, now's the time for this, I guess. Play a Mirror Image, draw a card. Elven Archer. Yeah, that's not really going to cut it, I'm afraid. Let's go ahead and do Arcane Explosion to at least kill off the Owl. And we're going to run into this. So if my opponent does not have Flame Strike or Blizzard, and she is pretty likely to have Flame Strike here, I'm okay. But if she has Flame Strike, I'm fucked. Okay, no Flame Strike. That's really good. If she had Flame Strike, she wouldn't have pinged that thing off. Okay, this is good. So these mirror images buy me some key time. They buy my opponent some key time as well. To draw into a Blizzard. I have two of those, or a Flame Strike. I have one of those. And my opponent's wisely going to kill off my Gathering Auctioneer. So I really need those two cards. Pyroblast. Oh no! I have all these cards, and it is all the wrong cards. Shit. Oh man. Well, we have to do what we have to do, folks. Yep. Gonna have to do this to kill that. Gonna have to do this to kill that. And gonna have to do this. I don't want to fireball myself here. I now see why new players fireball themselves so often. It's actually kind of an easy mistake to make. So it's, I guess I'm okay, sort of, but 12 health is the point where she could easily top deck 2 burn spells and just win. I'm gonna need to... Alright, she's gonna get a card. I'm kind of sad about that, actually. I was really hoping she wouldn't. Draw a card. I'm gonna probably end up playing this guy and start popping off these mirror images. It's important for me to be able to trade with my opponent's creatures. If I do draw a Blizzard, I will just totally play it to clear this all out. Alright, my opponent drew some kind of mass removal, it seems. Ah, where's Arcane Explosion when you need it? Alright, we're gonna do this... This, and let's get creatures down on the board here, shall we? Let's put this guy down, and let's work down this. My opponent's almost at max health. The issue is, all she has to do is just live long enough to like draw 2 fireballs and win, because I don't actually have any healing in my deck. I had one chance to get healing, and I didn't get it. Arcane Missiles. I really hope they don't hit me. Oh no, this is like the one time in my life I pray that they don't hit me and hit my creatures, and they don't hit my creatures. Okay, thank goodness. That would have been frustrating. So my opponent is actually trying to top deck her way out of this, which I'm happy about. Let's go ahead and do this. This. We absolutely have to do this. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to start dealing damage. So we're going to learn our lessons. We're going to learn the lessons of the past. Let's just deal the damage while we have the opportunity. My opponent has now... I think 2 more chances after this card to top deck a fireball. Maybe, yeah, 2 more chances. Okay, well, we're gonna do this. We're gonna attack. We're gonna Pyroblast. And we're going to play the Ooze. I don't think it actually matters much, but we'll play the Ooze. In case she plays a healing creature, it's nice to have this damage on the board. So did my opponent get a Fireball? Or a Pyroblast? She's gone a long way through the deck. I mean, it might have been she didn't have a good draft. She didn't have those, but if she doesn't have a Fireball here... Polymorph! Oh man, this is a case where Fireball is better than Polymorph. So my opponent is hoping that I do not have Fireball, because I can deal 3... If this were a Fireball, basically... Actually, I could not win with a Fireball. Never mind. Fireball would be 1 point short. We are going to get to the end of the arena on the backs of double Pyroblast. I might have been okay, actually, because one of those Pyroblasts could have been a Molten Giant. I might have been fine with that, because I was at like 10 health for a while there. But whatever, I think the Pyroblasts were better in the end. This was a pretty good arena run at 7 wins. I screwed up and lost a game I could have won, but then we made it to 9 wins anyway, so you can always come back. Well, actually, let me correct that. You cannot always come back, but sometimes you can always come back. If you enjoyed the video, do please like and or subscribe. I'll appreciate that tremendously. And if you can't get enough of Papa Boris, let's stick around for Papa Boris's Happy Fun Time bonus hour. We have a pack. We have lots of gold. We have lots more gold. We have a golden rare. Is it me, or is the set of cards you can get golden like a very limited set? Because I feel like I keep getting the same ones. What is this, 110? This is, oh my god, this is a lot of money. Damn. If this had been gold, I would have gotten the biggest 9 gold reward for arena I've ever seen. I think as it is, this is the most I've ever seen for 9 wins. What is it, 110? 240? I don't think I've ever done that much at 9 wins. That's really good. Okay, so we're going to see Greater Fire, or Holy Fire, whatever that's called, in a moment. Let's see, I think I already have a golden one of those. This pack, oh, epic, Force of Nature, golden common. I'd prefer a golden legendary, but we'll take what we can get. Let's see, one of those was something. Okay, so let's take a look here. Holy Fire. I have 2 goldens and 2 regulars. I'm telling you, and obviously the goldens I got from the arena. What are the odds of getting like the same golden rare? Oh man, it might be a limited set. This is, how much dust is this? 100 dust? That is a lot of dust. You know what? I'm just going to make a decision right here, folks. Right here, I'm going to make a decision. I don't care that much about golden cards. I'm just going to decide it right now. Because before I was like, well, they look so cool. But now I'm like, nope. I just want the dust. I want to be able to get up to a lot of dust so that I can wrap up my complete set as soon as possible, or at least if not a complete set, get all the cards I want as soon as possible. Forget those golden cards. They're nifty, but I'd rather like have cards that make a mechanical difference than a visual one. And later in the game, after I've like had a complete set and I've been playing for a while, well then sure, I'll start to phase out my regular cards and replace them with goldens. But for now, we're going to disenchant. Anyway, let's take a look at our next arena. If there's a shaman in here, I will play it. Alright, I'm playing it. I know it's a bit recent that I did a shaman, but I actually have a daily quest. This is actually hilarious. Win 5 games, okay, with Shaman or Warlock. Tough call here. The class that I've gotten 9 wins in the arena with 6 times in a row, or Warlock. Yeah. So we're going to be doing Shaman as soon as I can to make sure that the quest doesn't expire. And again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Do please like and or subscribe if you did, and we shall see you again soon. Till then.